George Santos was investigated. They did a House Ethics Committee investigation, and the report came out today. And they found that he had been stealing money from his campaign, deceiving donors about how contributions would be used, created fictitious loans, and then took the money out. Then he used the funds for spa charges, paying down private credit card debt, Botox, and his gay porn OnlyFans account. So he has said in response to that he won't seek re-election in the next term.
What took them so long? Was it who's running this? North Hollywood?
This is me. I think it's North Hollywood. What do you want us to do about it? We're the ethics committee. What do you want us to do about it?
Call the police. We did.
By the way, that it's so funny because that seems to be across the board. What do you want us to do about it? The budget's coming. The country's going to shut down. What do you want us to do? You're Congress, somebody, asshole. Kidney punch.
He also bought an Hermes bag. I get it.
What?
Not with campaign funds.
No, $4,200. I actually don't. I don't like Hermes anyway. I think
that's her. That's your nerd lane.
Yeah,
that's your nerd lane. Yeah. Found it.
Wow. Not only that, but we saw you. You dropped in a dentist quick.
Yes, you're like,
actually, I don't like Hermes. It's actually overpriced.
Hermes is overpriced. I would go for a Gucci bag, which at least, although
plus the kinds of people that carry Hermes,
but the leather is exquisite.
It says something about you if you're one of those people.
They raise the cows in a spa.
I'm a Louis Vuitton girl.
No.
That's not a thing.
Balenciaga.
Lululemon.
You'd be a little edgier, a little younger. Balenciaga, Givenchy, you got a little... Or Givenchy.
Here's the thing. I just got something. When the geek wakes up in you, you don't know you're doing it.
Exactly.
That's what I did at the car thing. I was actually... It was so easy to just access all the information.
Yeah. You just started digging in. Falling down a hole. A nerd hole.
I don't get the Hermes, but I do get the Botox. So he got Botox... $1,400 and $1,500 spa charges, OnlyFans, and he bought makeup. He transferred money to his personal checking account.
I'm sorry, this is a Republican. The Republican Party hates gay people, hates trans, hates anybody like this.
Yes.
And yet they elected him as a Republican.
And here's a beautiful, soft man.
Man.
Who loves to bullshit.
Soft man. He totally tricked them. And he was at Mar-a-Lago before the election and stuff. He tricked all of them, but that's what I don't get. They spend all their time trying to ban him, people like him.
Right. Yeah.
And then
they elect him.
They refuse to expel him, even though they know that he's a criminal. But now supposedly they're filing a motion on Friday.
They have, so
explain why.
They only have a 5-seat majority, and they can't get that together. In fact, the funding bill they just passed, it's going to take it through February 2nd. You guys don't know this. I kind of talked about it a little bit. So Johnson came in as speaker after the fiasco with Kevin McCarthy. Like the shit show chaos is crazy in it. So the douchebags get rid of McCarthy. And then they get Johnson in.
Can we say something about that?
Yeah.
They got rid of McCarthy because he used Democratic assistance to pass the funding bill temporarily, which
and that's why
this guy just did
with way more
Democratic support.
support.
So what was all that about?
The Matt Gaetz has a hard on for Kevin McCarthy. That's 100% it. Mm-hmm. So McCarthy, someone said, Kinzinger said, this is not the first time McCarthy has just randomly come up behind a guy and kidney punched him.
What?
Which I'm like, what? Like who needs to take? Yeah, this is not the first time he's done it. So this guy, Mike,
these are adults.
Burchett. Tim
Burchett got hit. He's being interviewed. You're the reporter interviewed, and McCarthy walks behind him, and the dude, he falls forward like a foot.
This is somebody who's supposed to be a negotiator, who's supposed to be able to compromise and reach across the aisle, not with a fist, reach across the aisle
to someone else's kidney.
Tim Burchett I find interesting because although I don't agree with most of his stuff, I find him to be a little more like what older Republicans used to be. He has some common sense and sound reasoning. I just don't happen to agree with him, but at least he seems to be somewhat normal. I'm sure you guys will send examples of how this isn't true, but
no, he's extreme too.
Some of his opinions are extreme, but Republicans kind of always were. They just weren't crazy.
But this is the problem we get into with all of them. So Mike Johnson is the guy who came up with the legal concept to basically keep the election, reject the election. Yeah. Mike Johnson, the current Speaker of the House, came up with the idea to how to overthrow the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, he's currently Speaker of the House now. Like you just said, he just passed the funding bill with literally more Democrats because they don't want to shut the country down. They're like, guys, we got a job to do. Let's do our job.
But it's still temporary again.
I know it's February 2nd.
We still can't,
because they wanted to get through the holidays.
Yeah. They want to be able to go home.
Right. They want to be able to go home.
Be clear about
that. They only work like 160 days a year.
I have a super exciting thing that's just happened 3 minutes ago.
Okay.
Supreme Court says Florida cannot enforce the anti-drag law.
The Supreme Court said that.
Supreme Court just said.
So DeSantis can't even run his own state.
It's his initiative. DeSantis is the one championing it. The Florida law limited drag shows in the state of Florida. That's going to remain blocked. Florida had taken it to the Supreme Court, and the justices have declined to do so.
The drag pack really put a lot of gifts, and they sent tons of gifts. Maybe they got the definition of drag wrong.
The drag pack. I think there's a whole bunch of people that have donated to people that sing show tunes. The weird thing is that we get to this place with the Chip Roy. You should play it. Actually, it plays at the end of the Armageddon update. Chip Roy, who's hardcore right-wing Republican, gets in the front of the dais and he just goes, Republicans, can you give me one thing we've done? Please, I need something to run on. I don't even know how to run for office to run again if I've got nothing to tell people, my constituents, we did. Listen, what I've seen lately is the Republicans hate Republicans. They're going after each other. It's crazy.
They're really starting to turn on each other.
It's crazy to watch.
2 fights happened in the same day.
Yeah, and thank God.
It's embarrassing.
Thank God we had a hall monitor, Bernie Sanders there. You're a senator. You're a senator. What are you doing? You're a senator. And I remember looking at the guy thinking, I watched the first time I saw the video. I was like, because you know me, I'll fight anybody, but like, what the fuck is going on?
I do know that.
I'm better now.
You are better.
But I used to be a lot worse.